Hello, everyone. We are live. Welcome. I'm just going to wait until a few people come on. It is just gone 7:01, so we are a little bit late, but never mind. We are on. Welcome, everyone. So tonight we're going to talk about all things software developer, and we're going to be talking with Clovis Araujo, and he is one of our tutors for our software developer job ready program. So he's going to give you a bit of insight into what that program's all about, and we're going to go from there. Okay, so but before we hit it off, I need to just, as normal, tell you that we are going live using StreamYard. So in the comments section, there is a link, streamyard.com/Facebook. If you're wanting to comment, ask questions or anything like that, you need to click that and give StreamYard permission so that I can see your comments. If you have done that before and clicked that link, you do not have to do it again because you've already given StreamYard permission to see your comments. Okay, right. Well, welcome, Clovis. Thank you so much for your time to join us tonight and go over our software developer job ready program.
Thanks, Gala. It's a pleasure to be here. Yeah.
It's great, fantastic. So tell us a little bit, Clovis, about you. What are you doing at the moment?
So I am obviously a tutor at Industry Connect, and I also am a tech lead for a digital marketing agency called Chemistry here in Auckland, New Zealand. Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Digital marketing agency.
It's quite exciting, yeah, the things that we do, and yeah. You see our products on TV at the end on YouTube and LinkedIn and all those platforms. Yeah, we get to see them all there.
That is so cool. Yeah. Wow. So Clovis, tell us a bit. Like we said, you're a tutor for the software developer job ready program, and I'm sure a lot of people that are on our Facebook and YouTube channel, they don't know exactly what that entails. So can you just share a bit about that? What's covered, what it entails, etc.
Sure. Okay. So the program, Carla, actually, it's for you if you wanted to become a full stack developer. You could become a full stack developer if you join the program. We actually cover everything from back end to front end, and we talk about databases, and people will learn everything that they need to actually land their first job. Okay. So we learn C#. We'll teach you C#, the .NET environment. And also we talked about SQL database on the 6 weeks training program. We talk about link queries, which is the communication between the C# with the SQL databases. And then we jump onto front end. So the first 3 weeks, we'll cover C#, .NET, and databases. And then we jump on to the front end where we cover HTML, everything about HTML, CSS, JavaScript. We go from very beginning of JavaScript, actually going to some advanced features on JavaScript. And then we move on to React, which is the main purpose for us, Industry Connect, is for people to learn how to become a .NET developer with the React as a front-end tool for them to program. Yeah, so that's what's covered on the 6 weeks training program. And really, if all the students, if they put out the effort and the hard work, and not just go sit and watch the classes, I believe it is plenty of time for them to actually be ready for the internship, which comes straight after the 6 weeks program. They will join the internship, and they should be ready to kickstart and to hit the ground running, I believe.
Yeah. So obviously, there's a lot of things compressed into. It's a 6-week job ready program, so it's quite compressed. And obviously, they would have homework, wouldn't they?
Definitely, and we make sure they get some exercises and things to practice, so to fill in their times. Yeah, I believe as a software developer, it is a daily learning. We face challenges on the daily basis, so we need to have the mentality that every day we're going to be learning something new, and that's the other exercises and the practical things that they have to do at home, or the homework as we call. They will actually very important, and will be part of the becoming successful after the program. Yeah.
Obviously, with the becoming a full stack as well, that gives them more flexibility in the marketplace, especially in the junior level, entering the marketplace, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, software developer, they can be back-end developers. They can also be a front-end developers. They could be a database developers. So that's many different things that they could do as a software developer. But as a full stack, really, they can do everything. So they can start and build the program, the software, the application from the very beginning right to the end. And really, depending on how much time they have or how big is the team, they can do everything themselves. They know every single piece of the program, which is very useful when we have bugs or we have problems, we have issues to fix, or we have some things that needs to be upgraded or some new features that needs to be implemented. If you know the system from end to end, it means that you're the perfect person to go and implement something new or to fix a bug or to fix an issue. So it really gives you a whole understanding of how the application works. Yeah.
Yeah, you're more what would I say? You're more I think the word would be more valuable to an employer as well if you've got both of those skills, front and back end as
I
well.
agree. I agree.
Yeah, I think you're having that flexibility enables you to look like you're more valuable for a potential employer, especially in this marketplace now. With everything that's gone on around the world with COVID.
Yeah.
There you've got to stand out from the crowd, and to be able to present yourself as a full stack developer, being able to do both is only an asset for a potential employer to look at.
Yes, you're right. And on top
Yeah.
of that, to top it off, we also know a full stack developer also has to do some of the DevOps, which is basically having your server in the cloud, your database in the cloud, which means we don't even need to have physical hardware in the company to run our application. So full stack developer also does this side of
Does
things,
that.
which is setting up everything in the cloud, making everything run without having the physical hardware, which is amazing. Yeah.
Tell us one thing, Clovis. In the software developer job ready program, you teach C#.
Yes.
Now, why is that? Why isn't it something like Python or full on Java or something like that?
Right. Well, in my opinion, and I've learned Java, I've done a little bit of Python. C Sharp has become a very mature language. Okay. It's well, first of all, like Microsoft owns C Sharp. Okay, so it's massive. If you think a massive company like Microsoft, okay, with tons of employers really maintaining the code. And these days, actually, a .NET framework, which is what we learn, was running C Sharp running on .NET framework, which is amazing, very powerful. Um, is open source. There's a massive community behind as well, helping. So people are helping each other. But C Sharp is a compiled, same like Java, compiled language, which means if you compare C Sharp with Python, for example, C Sharp will outperform Python, so it's a lot faster regarding performance. Okay, the learning curve, however, it could not be as easy as Python. But Python is, most people say, it's a beginner's language. So if you think of a beginner's language, you want to become someone more, like an advanced intermediate. So Python is kind of like on that level where if you only know Python, you consider like a little bit of a beginner, but it's very easy to get an application up and running with Python. Okay. But with C Sharp, you can actually build applications which are considered more for corporate. Okay, so for bigger organizations, if you want to be
Right.
something very big, it's actually better to use C Sharp over than using Python.
So is it like
So
a bit more robust? Is it?
yeah, robust. The way you write it, because the performance is better as well, and it's very structured. So it's object-oriented programming. Python also is, but not just object-oriented. And in this sense, C Sharp, in regards to Java, for example, it's a lot easier to write. Java can be
Mm.
very complicated. So C Sharp is a little bit like Java, but easier. So for people who are learning, trying to get into the field, C Sharp is the perfect language, in my opinion. Um,
Mm.
I've been using Java for a couple of years now, or 3 or 4, and uh, I can say that comparing to other languages that I've used, C Sharp, it's far the best that yeah, and that's the one that I like the most, and that's
I've
what I use in the
actually,
daily.
yeah, I've actually had a look and spoken to some people as well. And there's more opportunity to enter the IT software market when you've got C sharp. There's more positions out there, so that's a massive plus. You know, when you're trying to get your foot in the door and get into, because that's the hardest thing, to get your foot in the door. Once you're in there and then you
Yeah,
start building that historical kind of like record, you know, with your career, then then it takes off. But it's just getting that
yes,
momentum.
yes. I was gonna actually talk about that as well. It's if you look into the job market, C
Mm,
Sharp, it's you're gonna find so many jobs out there. When I was looking for a job myself, you are going to a website like Seek, for example, and you put some .NET developer, and there's so many jobs out there, really. In it's just a matter if you put your CV and you're looking for jobs. I would say C Sharp will give you a high and big advantage over other people who don't know C Sharp. And I guess
mm,
Industry Connect also helps you with the CV and things like that, which is going to look really good for people who are looking for software developers out there. So, and C Sharp
mm.
and React as well. I would say React, just to kind of talk about all these technologies that we use. React
Yeah.
is also very popular these days, so it's very good to learn and use in combination with the C Sharp.net. Yes.
Mm. Yeah. Raihan, you've asked a question. How can I join Industry Connect? I'm just freshly graduate, no IT industry experience. Is it beneficial for me? Raihan, I will just put in sorry everyone, I've just put in a link for you there, Raihan. If you want to apply on that link, and then one of the team will be in touch with you, okay? And they'll have a bit of a chat with you. Wonderful. So with what's happening in the marketplace globally, because we are global, and our partnering company MVP Studio is a global software company, and you know, the impact that what's happened in the world, I don't like talking about it because it's enough talk about it around
Yeah,
on
I
media,
know.
COVID. But what's your opinion on what's happening in that IT software kind of market space?
The way I see it and what
Mm,
I've have experienced myself, where I work, okay, as a tech lead, is that IT is just going to become software development more and more important. Basically, we can work from home, remotely from
mm,
anywhere. The applications we build for the business, it can actually, I know it's kind of hard to say, but in a sense, it does work of other people who spend a lot of time doing admin work, for example. The applications
mm,
will take that, and then people will have more time to be more creative, to actually be more productive in other things that they sometimes don't have time to do. And
mm,
also the software development, we all know it's the thing of the future, and I think the
mm,
future is here. And then what's happening, it's kind of forcing it to become more and more, how can I say, people who need to have applications because we don't know what's happening tomorrow. So technology is becoming more and more, in a sense, it's like technology is becoming more, how can I say it, sorry, required. Okay, people
mm,
really need, for example, where I work as a tech lead, okay, because COVID kind of hit us a little bit, so we've been impacted by COVID. We
mm,
lost, we had to let a couple of people go, but because we built 4 applications now we have built. And
Mhm.
with those applications in place, it's actually doing the work that these people that left
Oh,
used
wow.
to do. Yeah. So in a sense, now we lost a couple of people, but because of the COVID and how it impacted us, we actually can still continue strong because the systems are doing the work that the people that we had to let go used to do. So we kind of did not feel the impact so much, and that's all due
Mhm.
to the software that we have implemented, and it's all due to the work that me and a couple of other guys have put into place. And for other fields, for the industries, because I work with the digital marketing, but I can see that all my friends that I have, senior developers, tech lead developers, when I ask them if they are busier, they say yes. So everyone's actually a lot busier these
Wow.
days working with software development than they were before COVID. Um,
Mm.
for example, some now online businesses is in demand. People
Yes.
want to sell things online, and it requires a website, it requires power to run it. With the demand being higher, it needs to be very scalable. It needs to actually get more people interacting with the system at the same time without shutting
Mm.
down or freezing or things like that. So all the people that I know, all my friends working with software development, it could be back end, front end, full stack. They say they're working a lot more these days. With what they do than they
Yeah,
used to
it's
before.
interesting you say that. Yeah, because that's kind of like I'm doing my research on that as well. But also, we spoke to Andy McCowie, who's part of MVP Studio Ireland. He's over in Ireland, and
All
we
right.
spoke to him. I think it was it last week or the week before? I can't remember. And he's very much of the same opinion because of the way business is going now, and this is actually it's actually what's happened is it's pushed people into having to make those decisions to have that website or to grow their business in a different way. So, and then the offshoot of that is more jobs for developers. So it's kind of like um, get yourself ready now for when everything was gonna just boom, like for software development and all that kind of thing. So it's really quite interesting as what's happening and watching the space for software developers and BI and test analysts.
Yeah. Mm,
It's only going to get bigger, I think.
yeah.
Because I think we can only see this much at the moment, but there's going to be more as the kind of like the way people do business and the way they think about it is going to be so totally different. And I would say that it's going to bring in a lot more jobs in that kind of field of software development and
Yeah.
BI data analyst and test analyst in order to, to pick up everything that's going to come
I
and hit.
think so too. I
Mm.
believe everyone can kind of feel it. It's changing. The way we work is changing. We're now using Zoom. You use your computer Slack to communicate. Emails has been around there, but now it's Zoom and like meetings with
Yes.
using the video, and so it is changing. And it's the way of the future. And software development is right in the middle of everything that runs all the tools basically that we use in our computers on a day-to-day basis. So I think it's
Yeah.
I know the COVID, but at the same time, we need to look at the positive side of things. And software
Yes.
development, it is on the positive side of
Mm.
what's happening right now, in my opinion.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Wonderful. So tell us how does the how is the classes for the software developer job ready program, how is it structured as such? So did you say that it starts off doing front end first or back end? What?
We learned backend first. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the
And
first 3 weeks?
first 3 weeks we learned backend, and we will be learning C Sharp, .NET, and SQL. And you learn a lot about SQL, and then how to connect your system with the database and start making
Mm.
calls and reading data from the database, creating data, updating, deleting. So we run all the basics around that. And then you jump onto front end development, where we cover everything about HTML, CSS, JavaScript from beginning to advanced, and also React, which is a very popular tool at the moment. So we go all the way. So basically, we cover everything for you to be able to create system that runs and has a database, and it's got a very nice front end as well using React. Yeah.
Okay. And just so everyone knows, I just thought I'd just tell you as well, our next intake, everyone, is on the 19th of October. Okay. And the sessions for all our job ready programs are run on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Okay. And that'll be dependent, obviously, on what country you're in as to what time. New Zealand time, it's 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, so that's our next intake, the 19th of October. We've just started our September intake, which started last night. Okay, so if anyone out there is interested in the Software Developer Job Ready program, please, I'll put a link in the comments, the apply link on our website. Go in there, register your interest, and then one of the team will see that and they'll give you a call to have a chat. Okay, so Clovis, anything else that you'd like to talk about as far as a software developer job ready program goes?
Yes. I guess what I would like to say is that, like, for people who want to join the program, okay, to have the mindset that the 6 weeks program will get you ready, but as we talked about before, you have to do your homework. You have to spend your own time doing some research and trying to get a little bit better knowledge, a deeper knowledge of everything that's going to be covered on the 6 weeks program. It takes a lot of the developer to actually achieve those things. So I had to work hard to get where I am today, and I like to say, or I like to lead as an example. Okay, so when people see it, like, nothing, it's that easy. It's not that you're just gonna sit down for 6 weeks learning and boom, you land a job. For some people, actually work. We have different people, different stories. But I believe that if you have a dream and you wanna become a software developer, in my opinion, be aware it's gonna be a daily. Software developer. Once teacher told me once that a software developer is like a musician. They gotta play the guitar every day. So a software developer gotta go in front of the computer and do some coding every day as well. So you gotta keep that practice going. Yeah.
So true. That's awesome. Yeah, I can see that as a great analogy. But it is true, no matter what, technology is always changing. So you've got to have that mindset that you're never going to know it all, and you've got to be able to be solution based in every day, to be able to have that open mind to learn something new, no matter what, because you never know when a project's going to come up that you're going to be using a different technology, so you've got to be able to be open to pick that up. But just before we go, like I said, everyone, our next intake is the 19th of October, and the Job Ready program is 6 weeks in length. And then you go over to a 3-month plus learning enhanced internship with our partnering company, MVP Studio, who's a global software company. And so then you go over to apply your knowledge that you've learned in the Job Ready program into real projects. Okay, you have onboarding, and then you go into the core projects after you've passed certain levels. Okay, so if you're interested, like I said, in knowing more, finding out more, please hook on to the link that I've put in the comments, apply there, and one of the team will be in touch with you to have a chat with you. Thank you so much, Clovis, for sharing about the Software Development Job Ready program.
My pleasure, Carla. Thank you so much for inviting me. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for your time. Okay, everyone, we will catch you next week with another guest, and I'll be putting that up this week, so you'll find out more about it this week, Thursday, Friday. Okay, thanks so much, Clovis. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, Carla. Bye, everyone.